Close your eyes. Imagine you've just woken up. Not in your cozy bed, not in your house, not even in a tent. You open your eyes. You're looking at the ceiling of a cave. You're wearing rough clothes made of animal skins. It's roughly 40,000 years ago. No pharmacies, no hospitals, no antibiotics, not even regular soap exists yet. You start to doubt, and after just a few seconds, you hear a sound. Bzzz. When we think of the threat posed by the ancient world's legacy, we imagine mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, or enormous bears. But the real killers were smaller than a fingernail. Mosquitoes carried malaria. Fleas carried dangerous infections. Ticks carried serious diseases. Lice spread quickly among groups of people. Even a common fly could infect a small wound. Any scratch could be fatal. That's why fighting insects became a matter of survival. But how to fight them without chemicals? The answer turned out to be incredibly simple. Imagine, you're an ancient hunter. Mosquitoes have been biting you all day. You're tired. You light a fire. And suddenly something strange happens. The mosquitoes disappear. And that's how the first repellent in human history was born. But why does regular smoke help at all? Mosquitoes don't find people with their eyes. They sense carbon dioxide, heat, and the smell of sweat. Smoke disrupts all these signals. It literally throws the insects off course. But soon people noticed. Some plants worked much better. Wormwood, juniper, sage. People didn't know the word essential oils, but they understood something else perfectly. This is how the first knowledge of natural repellents appeared. Most people think that fire was only for warmth. In fact, it was a real survival machine. Those who ate cooked food were much less likely to get sick. Cooking allowed the human brain to become larger. Early humans regularly kept their clothing in hides near the fire. High temperatures and smoke reduced the number of parasites. Without knowledge of biology, people relied on trial and error to devise their own methods of protection. But there is an ancient method of protection, one that looks so strange. Imagine, instead of mosquito repellent, you cover your entire body in mud. More on that in the next chapter. If you were to find such a person today, you would assume he had simply gotten dirty. But for ancient man, mud was armor. It cooled the body and protected the skin from the scorching sun. Another unexpected helper lay right there in the campfire. Wood ash. It cleansed the skin, removed grease, and repelled certain parasites. Indeed, ash was the first true soap. Today, honey may seem like nothing more than a treat, yet it is applied directly to deep wounds. Real honey contains substances that inhibit the growth of many bacteria. That is precisely why it is still used in hospitals today. Another remarkable discovery was tree resin. For early humans, it served as something akin to a real adhesive bandage. Moreover, many resins contain chemical compounds that help treat cuts.
In many regions of the world, people used ordinary spider webs. They absorbed blood well and protected wounds from dirt. Early humans had a first aid kit too, only it was located right in the forest. Imagine, you found the perfect place. You'd think, why leave? But a few weeks later, something strange happens, and then the entire tribe does something that seems like madness to modern people. They simply leave. That very decision helped save dozens of lives. Ancient people knew nothing about bacteria, yet they clearly observed a pattern. If people stayed in one place for a long time, they began to fall ill more frequently. Modern scientists believe that a nomadic lifestyle significantly reduces the risk of mass epidemics. But there was another invisible killer: water. A single small puddle could be teeming with dangerous bacteria. That is why many tribes preferred to settle near flowing water. Even today, flowing water is generally safer than stagnant water. Our ancestors closely observed animals. If deer did not approach a particular body of water, humans would also avoid it. Sometimes animals themselves became the best teachers of survival. The most successful ones. Virtually all the beneficial habits of early humans emerged without science. They simply observed, compared, and remembered. A sound decision was then passed on to the next generation. When we look at early humans, it is easy to imagine them as helpless, but that is a huge misconception. It turns out that the primary weapon of early humans was neither the spear nor fire, but the ability to follow rules.
If you enjoyed this journey into the past, let us know in the comments. Which ancient method of protection surprised you the most? And be sure to subscribe to the channel. There are even more incredible stories ahead about how humanity survived in a world without technology, electricity, or modern medicine.